So that Dwemer Cat's down, and the only guy who's left is this guy here. So I'm going to go for him. The other guys are asleep, and I'm critically hit. What was that? Let's read that real quick, guys. That was 84 sneak attack damage, 50, 72, and then 58. Alright, back with another video. This one is going to be another Arcane Trickster and another Rogue, but it is specifically a Knife Master Rogue because of dual wielding, finesse training weapons. If you like this video and you like these types of videos, always make sure that you subscribe and turn on notifications so you guys know when I go live on YouTube. I'm getting ready for the Stolen Lands Beneath It stuff going on. Going to be streaming some of that. So if you like this kind of stuff, go for it. Let me know in the comments below what kind of build I should run for the Stolen Lands DLC live stream Let's Play go through. I know I've talked about that, but I want to do some polls on my community tab on YouTube. Enough of that, let's get into this build. So again, I'm going to go for Tiefling here because of the bite. That's primarily the only reason we're doing it. If you want to use an elf, you do get a little bit more dexterity at the beginning of the build. So I'm going to go for Tiefling. At level 1, I am going to go Rogue, and I'm going to go into the Knife Master because I will be using finesse training down here, using my dex for damage versus strength for damage. And so we're going to go for Motherless to get that bite and keep going here. We're going to put our strength to 13, take our dexterity up as high as we can real quick. It'll be at 17. Whoa. We want to put it at 17. Put our intelligence. Why is our intelligence? Did I get the right heritage? Motherless, bite. Yeah, I did. Okay. We're going to pull our charisma down to 8, our wisdom down to 9, put our intelligence up to 16. So we have 13 strength, 17 dex, 10 con, 16 intelligence. That's for spells. Wisdom is 9 and charisma is 8. Of course, we got to go mobility for Arcane Trickster later on, trickery, stealth, arcana for Arcane Trickster later on, perception, keeping that one max, persuasion, and then use magic device. Much like other builds, we're going to go for 2-weapon fighting as our first level feat here, but we also automatically get weapon finesse. So level 1 out of the gate, we'll have some 2-weapon fighting capabilities with daggers, and we will have weapon finesse as well. Also, you get Blur at level 1, and that's 1 minute per level, and that is really, really cool to be able to, that'll replace actually a level 2 spell for us later on for a long time, being able to pop Blur at level 1, giving us 20% miss chance. At level 2, we go back into Knife Master, putting those points mobility, trickery, stealth, arcana, perception, and persuasion. We want to get that arcana and that mobility to 4 for Arcane Trickster as soon as possible. We're actually going to go for a combat trick here, and this is up to you. This build can take 2 types of plays. I like to go for the Kukri build because of crits, but you could just negate going for Martial here and go straight into double slice. Later on, it would delay your trip ability by 2 levels. But I'm going to go for martial weapons proficiency here to be able to get Kukris at level 2. We also get evasion here. And at level 3, we're going to go for Knife Master again to grab that that Kukri. Mobility, trickery, stealth, arcana, perception, persuasion, and then use magic device. Level 3, I'm going to take double slice. It's going to let me add my dex to strength, dex damage to my weapons, and I'm going to go for this finesse training of Kukri. So here at level 3, not having any kind of extra dex belts on or anything like that, I'm already doing this 3 dex damage on my offhand, 5 attack, 4 attack, 5 damage on hand right there, but you see that 3 plus 3 dex damage offhand already at level 3. At level 4, we actually go into wizard, and all of the wizard specialist things that we can do, the subclasses stink. So just regular wizard. We'll be doing a universalist again, and we're going to go for hair familiar because I just can't think of anything better to do there. I really can't. Putting that point into dexterity already, we're going to be putting all of our points into dexterity. We're taking mobility, we're taking trickery, and we're taking arcana. Now here I like to get extend spell as soon as possible, so even if I don't have my rod of extend on, I can start putting some stuff on that I need. Shield is great, reduced person is great, vanish, true strike, Expeditious Retreat is always a good one to get. Hurricane Bow, and if it is fun if you're doing ranged. But I'm going to play around with the idea of running around with Stunning Barrier. 1 round per level or until discharge. It's actually pretty cool to use that one to stun people, especially being able to do a coup de grace on them now. We also get Hand of the Apprentice here because we are a Wizard Universalist. We can throw our weapon kind of like a ranged touch attack. We're going to keep going at level 5 into Wizard again, putting those points into Trickery, Perception, and maxing those, and then into Persuasion. We don't have to hit Mobility or Arcana anymore because we only needed 4 in both of those to get Arcane Trickster. At level 5 here, we're going to go for Combat Expertise, which is not right there because it's not recommended for me to take because I'm on a Wizard level. We're going to go for Combat Expertise here. It's going to give us some more defense with a less chance to hit people, but we'll survive longer. But it opens us up for Trip because I like Trip. We like Grease, and we also like the ability to enlarge one of our buddies if we're doing companion builds. Level 6, we're going to grab that 3rd level of Wizard, which will of course open us up to get Arcane Trickster. We're putting those points into Trickery, Perception, and Persuasion. We want to see traps, we want to disarm them. We never want to be at a point where we don't have the ability to see traps and disarm them. Now, we're definitely going to grab Mirror Image here. Again, we have a Blur that's our Tiefling race spell. We're going to grab Mirror Image, and then I want to grab Sense Vitals. It's going to give us extra sneak attack damage as we level up. And that opens us up for Arcane Trickster, so we're going to grab that right now. And now we start putting points into Trickery, into Perception, into Persuasion, and then use Magic Device Stealth. We can put that in there, but we actually get a lot of items that give us plus to stealth, and we can also cast Invisibility and whatnot. 7 is going to go way down here into the unrecommended realm of just getting alphabetically Trip. We're going to go for the T for the Trip. Level 2 spells here that I like, again, is going to be Resist Energy, and if you want to do some casting from a distance, Burning Arc is fun. We don't need Blur. Bone Shaker is also good, but Burning Arc is going to let us hit a lot of people. A nice AoE safe spell to use. It's very, very nice. Again, sometimes I just start messing up my language and I just start going for it. I don't know. Level 8 is Arcane Trickster again, putting that point into Dexterity, Trickery, Perception, Persuasion, use Magic Device. Level 3 is fun. As you're leveling, definitely grab Heroism, definitely grab Haste, and you want to start grabbing stuff like Battering Blast, Displacement, but definitely Heroism and Haste when you can. Level 9, we go for Arcane Trickster again. Trickery, Perception, Persuasion, use Magic Device, start pushing that up higher and higher. Using some Cleric spells is nice, or some Druid spells is also good. At level 9, we open up for Fury's Fall, letting us add our Dexterity to our Strength whenever we make trick attacks. Displacement is something I'm definitely going to grab right here. Stinking Cloud is really fun if somebody can cast protection from poison on you. When you cast Stinking Cloud, it nauseates the people, which means that they cannot attack you. So Stinking Cloud's fun, but we're going to grab Displacement and Stinking Cloud, and then later on we'll throw in some stuff for Battering Blast. Again, I'm building this character to be more along the lines of a almost like an Eldritch Knight, dual wielding, just using our spells for buffs. And since we did take Martial Weapon Proficiency, we can open up for Eldritch Knight later on. But at level 10, we're going to take our 4th level of Arcane Trickster. This lets us grab Trickery again, and Perception, Persuasion, and use Magic Device. 4th level, we want to grab, of course, Greater Invisibility. That is going to be a big damage spell for us, and Stone Skin as soon as possible. Stone Skin to keep us alive, Greater Invisibility to keep us alive, but also lets us sneak attack as long as that's up. So that's always a good thing to have, is sneak attacks. 11th level, we're going to take that 5th level of Arcane Trickster, putting into Trickery, Perception, Persuasion, and 2 points into use Magic Device. Now, here at 11th level, you have some choices. You can grab Dodge. You can grab Improved Initiative. I like to take Metamagic spell Heighten, because now I can take something like a Mirror Image that usually you can only extend as a level 3 spell. I can actually extend Mirror Image and have a level 3 extend, level 4 extend, 5 extend, 6 extend, 7, all the way up. I can fill out my spell slots with buffs at higher levels than I normally wouldn't be able to. Because also you can't grab anything like Improved 2-Weapon Fighting yet, or Greater Trip yet, because your base attack bonus isn't high enough yet. So that's why we're getting that Metamagic Heighten. Again, you can take Dodge or Improved Initiative if you want. False Life Greater, level 4, it's going to give you a lot of extra hit points, and then maybe grab something like an Acid Pit Or if you want to give yourself a little bit more buffs, go back down to level 3 and look for some level 2 or level 3 spells that are going to buff you up. Like Protection of Arrows at level 3 is pretty good, but we're definitely going to like that level 2 protection from arrows. It's an hour per level. It's going to keep arrows off of us. Level 12, we're going to take Arcane Trickster again, putting that point into Dexterity, going into Trickery, going into Perception, Persuasion, 1 point into Use Magic Device. Some spells you want to be aware of are going to be Echolocation. It's going to give you Blind Sight up to a range of 40 feet. That stops you from having to really worry about blind fighting. I can't remember. Blind Fight, which is the feat. You could take this spell right here, and that's going to help you at level 5. Also, another spell would be Angelic Aspect, which is another buff, which makes you have damage resistance against your weapons are good aligned for purpose of damage reduction. So that's good right there. Plus, it's a buff that lasts forever. But if you don't want to grab Angelic Aspect, another great spell, I like Hungry Pit. It's one of my best spells to use until you get Rift of Ruin later on. It does a lot of damage. Yeah, so that's a good one. Hungry Pit's fun. At level 13, we're going to take our 7th level of Arcane Trickster, getting Trickery, getting Perception, Persuasion, Use Magic Device. At level 13, we finally qualify for Greater Trip. This is going to allow us to trip opponents and provoke an attack of opportunity. We also get +2 checks on tripping them. Now at this point you can either grab Greater Trip or you can go for improved 2-weapon fighting. I like the Greater Trip because we're going to be using again that Cloak of the Winter Wolf for automatic tripping them whenever we get that bite that we have because we're a tiefling. Another cool spell to have here is Cloud Kill. If you have delay poison on, you can actually stand inside of your Cloud Kill while they're trying to attack you. It's a great buff. You put it down and anybody who's trying to attack you, they're taking constitution damage and getting poison damage, but you're not because you have delay poison on and you're just swinging around at them as they're just falling down to you. You definitely want to grab some stuff like Feeble Mind and Baleful Polymorph, because Baleful Polymorph is actually permanent and it turns them into a dog. So it's Fortitude negates. This is great against casters, but you also have stuff down here like Feeble Mind, which is great against casters as well. It's a -4 penalty if they are a sorcerer or a wizard. I like going for Baleful Polymorph because it works really, really well against a lot of caster bosses. I did not grab any G Fuel yet. So what are we doing today? What are we low on? What do we want? Don't mind me, just making some G Fuel. Twisted candy. It's beautiful. I like it. I'll be right back. The best part about drinking this G Fuel flavor is it's green, like the green screen, and it'll get all disappeary whenever I'm drinking it on camera. At level 14, we're going for our 8th level of Arcane Trickster again. Trickery, Perception, Persuasion, and Use Magic Device. Right there. Oh, the beloved level 6. If you are playing this character the way I have taught you, you are definitely going to come down here and grab Greater Heroism. It's a minute per level buff of +4 to attack rolls, saves, skill checks, immunity to fear, temporary hit points equal to your caster level up to a maximum of 20. You're going to grab Heroism, and you're going to go down here, you're going to grab Transformation. Later on, we're going to grab Serenity, and we're also going to grab Cloak of Dreams. Cloak of Dreams is really, really fun. Level 15, we're going to go for our 9th level of Arcane Trickster. Trickery is to 14, Perception 14, 15, whatever. Persuasion, and then Use Magic Device is totally up there with us now. And at level 15, this is where you can go for your improved 2-weapon fighting, finally. Again, I'm going to grab that Cloak of Dreams, and I'm going to go down here and grab Serenity. Hi, Serenity. How are you doing? I like Sirocco, but it lasts for a round per level. And it takes up like all of the room on the stinking screen. And if we could like dismiss our spells, then I would take it, you know, but it just takes forever. Acid Fog would be great if I could put on immunity to acid, which I can because I have resist energy. So that's another thing to use, but I really like the Serenity making everybody attack each other. But you know what, for this video, we're gonna get rid of Serenity and we're gonna put on Acid Fog because we can stand there with immunity to acid and just hurt people. And at level 16, we go for our Arcane Trickster, giving us our 10th level in Arcane Trickster, putting a point into Dexterity, Trickery, Perception, Persuasion, Use Magic Device. 7th level spells do not offer us a lot of stuff that we want. So what I like to do is I like to go back down into 2nd level or 3rd level spells and get Protection from Energy, or I think it was Protection from Energy, for us to stand inside of our own acid fogs for longer. So I like to grab that, pop back up here to level 7, and then in level 7, it's up to you. I like to grab Prismatic Spray because with your sneak attack spells, this is a great thing to start off with, and it's going to do a 60-foot cone and do a lot of work to all of them. It also has the ability to Baleful Polymorph them, which is really cool. Turn them into dogs. Turn them all into dogs. It's an AoE dog spell. See right here, surprise spells. You add your sneak attack damage to your spells. And when you're using Sense Vitals with all your sneak attack die, it's nice. So we are already opened up and poised to grab Eldritch Knight, which is what I would recommend you to do, because you're going to add a lot of base attack bonus to your damage. It's going to make you trip people easier, and it's going to give you more attacks as well. And if we're doing the unlimited dungeon continuing stuff, this is a really, really great build to go for, is for the Eldritch Knight. Trickery, Perception, Persuasion, use Magic Device. So here's the cool thing with taking that Eldritch Knight. At 17th level, we can grab Accomplished Sneak Attacker, and it's going to give us a combat feat, which then we can go down into Improved Critical for our Kukri. So we get an extra 1d6 of sneak attack, and we get a Kukri critical ability stuff going on. If you'd went Wizard, you wouldn't be able to grab that. We also grab Diverse Training here. We don't get another level of spells, but we get Diverse Training, which starts allowing us to add our fighter levels to feat requirements. So if we wanted to get stuff like weapon specialization, it opens us up for that right here. I want to continue this build out if you guys are doing the unlimited dungeons. So we're going to go for 18th level is going to be Eldritch Knight. And we're going to put those points into Trickery, into Perception, into Persuasion. I wonder if there's going to be things for you to persuade in the Endless Dungeons. Of course, we're going to grab Wizard, which is our spellcaster here. I like to grab Chains of Light here. I also like to grab that Serenity we talked about. So Serenity and Chains of Light. Chains of Light is actually good against caster bosses. Its only reflex is what people can save against is reflex. So against anything that uses fortitude and stuff. So I like to grab Chains of Light here, and I like to grab that Serenity we talked about. Or Hellfire Ray is up to you, but we're not going to use it. We're going to use Serenity. I like making everybody start hurting themselves whenever they start attacking me. At level 19, we're taking that third level of Eldritch Knight, putting points into Trickery, Perception, Persuasion, use Magic Device. At 19, you can grab Greater 2 Weapon Fighting. Again, for the Endless Dungeon, that's going to be awesome for us. More attacks going crazy. At this level, we're opened up to be able to grab 8th level spells like Sea Mantle, and of course, Frightful Aspect. Great spells to have. And then, of course, popping over to level 20, we're going to grab Eldritch Knight, 4th level. Putting that point in the Dexterity, we got the Trickery, Perception, Persuasion. Here, grab Dragonkind 3 and maybe grab Mind Blank. This is going to keep you from getting, it's a +8 resistance bonus on saving throws against all mind-affecting spells and effects. So anything that would confuse you or anything like that is great here. Protection from spells also kind of works. It's a +8 resistance bonus on saving throws against spells and spell-like abilities. So that's pretty good. But Mind Blank is going to keep you from anything that is a mind-affecting spell or spell effect. So it's really between either of these, grabbing what you want. So real quick, I want to show you what this build does at level 17, which is in the current game, and then you guys can imagine what it would do at level 20. Okay, so we know that there are some red cap tricksters in here, so we've already got most of our buffs on. We're rocking at level 17. There's math right there, 10, 3, 3, and 1. 22 attack, 21 attack. But this +10 damage and this +8 damage are all from our Dexterity right there. 34 AC. We could pop on Combat Expertise and Fighting Defensively, which we just might for this battle, just for kicks and giggles. One of the things I want to throw on is I want to throw on an extended Sense Vitals real quick. Okay, and then I've already got my Greater Invisibility heightened and extended. It's usually if you heighten or you extend your Greater Invisibility, it's only going to go into 5th level. But if I wanted to, I could have put it into 6th. I did put it into 5th level, and I got 4 of them. So I could have for Greater Invisibility 5, 4, math 2. Yeah, I could just keep going with the Greater Invisibility. But right now we've got our Sense Vitals, which is going to give us much more sneak attack damage. And we've got our Greater Invisibility, which we're going to pop, and it's going to be good stuff. So we want to throw on a displacement. We're going to do an extended displacement on ourselves, and we're going to do a extended haste on ourselves again. And again, we still have that Sense Vitals displacement. And now we're going to pop our Greater Invisibility on ourselves. We have multiple of these. It's really going to help us out. And I wanted to show you something. We're going to do an already extended Cloak of Dreams on ourselves. Cloak of Dreams is a great offensive yet defensive spell. I'll read it off to you as soon as it posts. Cloak of Dreams is a mind affecting, so it's a will save. It's you are surrounded by a soporific aroma that causes all living creatures within 5 feet of you to make a successful will save each round, or fall asleep for a whole minute. Sleeping creatures are helpless but wake up after being wounded. Now, as I'm recording this video, the new DLC for the Stolen Lands is not out yet, and so I can't do coup de grace yet. But this will allow you to instantly kill people that you put to sleep. Boom, coup de grace them, just instantly kill them. But also, it keeps people from attacking you for a full minute. So it eliminates some people from the fight for a full minute as long as they're not being attacked. So we've got that on. You can see Cloak of Dreams is hanging on there. We've got our Greater Heroism. Let's go over to these guys, and attack them real quick. Come on, everybody come out here. I can see them. These are Red Cap Tricksters, and I might have more sneak attack levels than they do. So let's see real quick if I do. Okay, looks like I can't sneak attack them. But as you can see, that guy I did sneak attack him. That guy threw a will save. These guys fell down. So I'm tripping this guy. He's fallen asleep. Okay, so as soon as he dies, I'm going to go over to the next guy who's, okay, so he's out. These two are asleep. I don't want my guy to attack him, these two that are asleep. I want him to go after this guy who's flipping on me and is passing his will saves. I want to bite him, which is going to trip him because of my cloak. And then I just want to keep, critical hit, sneak attack, 71. Slashing, reduced to 16. 52 of my damage came from the sneak attack, okay? 71 critical hit. Boom, just keep going for him right here. I bit him, I missed. Critical hit 17. He will save. These other two guys are just laying on the ground right now, okay? So I bit him. Now I attack this guy with a sneak attack, 56 sneak attack. I just start hitting him. And one of the guys will try to come at me. Let's turn this camera around here for you guys. And the other guy is just falling asleep there. He's not getting up while I keep biting this guy. I want to take, oh, I did start attacking him. Sneak attacks. I wanted to take off the artificial intelligence, so I wouldn't have went after him instantly. But that's a fight right there. And let's see, we still have some Cloak of Dreams left over. It's very, very defensive when I keep them asleep like that. I still have greater invisibility for about 1:35. Combat is finished. I can't go stealth again, I don't know why. So with that, since I am an Arcane Trickster, I'm going to pop Invisible Thief. Okay, so I am, it'll actually say permanent Invisible Thief. I don't know why it says permanent. I know it's not permanent, and I'm going to unclick it. And see if I can get back into stealth. It's not letting me do it, so let's do that again, and we'll run in here and attack these guys again. We're going to be using Cloak of Dreams on them, and I've got Sense Vital still rocking for a whole nother minute. So I want to sneak attack up on some guys here on this Dweowermer cat guy if I can, and he saw me for sure. So I'm taking off Invisible Thief, and maybe I can get an impromptu sneak attack on him, I'm not sure. And go for it. Okay, so I did sneak attack him. These guys, he's already out. He's gone. I want to take out the Dweowermer cats first. So as soon as he goes down, I want to take off my automatic attacks here so that Dweowermer cat's down, and the only guy who's left is this guy here. So I'm going to go for him. The other guys are asleep, and I'm critically hit. What was that? Let's read that real quick, guys. That was 84 sneak attack damage, 50, 72, and then 58. And this next guy is who I'm attacking right now, and I hit him with the 58. These two guys, three guys, are asleep right here because of Cloak of Dreams. Again, a minute left on them. So we'll just start knocking this guy. 73 sneak attack right there. He's dead. These guys are asleep. I want to just go for them now and go for the guy who's at 72. Or barely has any health. I'm going to come over there and just start going at him. Boom. 54 sneak attack. He's dead, which will make me start attacking the next guy. 53, 52 sneak attack right there. You guys saw that with a 70 in there. Okay. Let's keep going. 55, 53, 54. Boom. He's out. He's just asleep now. He's asleep permanently. And I'm going for the next guy. So 68 right there. And let's keep going. 64. 57 sneak attacks. This build is all about the sneak attack and the precision die that you're doing. Also, since I'm an Arcane Trickster, I am using ranged Legerdemagoder, and I no longer have to worry about traps not disarming or triggering on me, or if I fail a lockpick, my ranged Legerdemagoder guy can get it. Go for those traps. Do it. Now, at this point, of course, my Cloak of Dreams is going to wear off before I get to the next guys. So it's definitely a thing where you want to have multiple of those if possible. It's really a defensive spell that keeps you alive quite long. I've got what looks like one more mirror image on, so before a next fight, why not just rebuff more mirror images? It's really a defensive move to make there. And of course, we just found some red cap savages, so we're going to pop our greater invisibility, and then we're going to use an extended meta magic rod to get off some sense vitals. It's going to take us a while to do this, and they're going to actually chug through what looks like most of my mirror images here. But again, that's defense. So we've got sense vitals, we've got greater invisibility, and as our last resort right here, you see we were doing 22, 17, 21, and 16. Now we're going to pop our beloved transformation, which is going to give us a lot of strength, more natural armor class, and I'm going to have a base attack bonus equal to a 17th level fighter. Okay, so we're popping that. They might plug through one or two more of my mirror images, and they got one of them off. Okay, so now I have 30 attack, 25, 20, 29, and 24. My armor class is 38. Strength did not go up, and now we're going to go through these guys. Looks like this guy can attack us first, so we're going to go for him first as soon as we can. We can't cast any more spells during this time, so we've got a minute 15 where we could be vulnerable to some attacks. There, critical hit of 15. They did some damage to me right there, but we're doing more work. Critical hit 19. Missed some there. We're going to bite him, put him on the ground. He's down. Doing more attacks while he's laying there. Critical hit 15. 7 damage. We're going to bite him again. He's on the ground again, and when we hit him, critical hit 11. Critical hit 20. Just keep on knocking this guy down here. This little red cap savage. Keep him on the ground. He's done. And we'll just start attacking this guy. And again, at the end of every single round, we get a free bite, which is going to knock them down. And if you are playing with your buddies and you've tripped them, they're going to get an attack of opportunity because you are using greater trip. It's really helpful, and I'm enjoying this build. And I like his versatility of I can go melee, close range with people, but I can also just be a spellcaster. So if I wanted to, instead of buffing myself up and running into battle, this entire time I could be using my sneak attack spells because I've got what's called surprise spells, the Arcane Trickster's ability to do spells with all that fun stuff. So that's a pretty fun build. I really like this one. Every single time I come up with a new build like this, I'm always tempted of which build I'm going to use in my next playthroughs, and this one is kind of a new favorite to me, honestly. I feel like this is much more versatile, starting off with a Knife Master, and I know that there is a bow that gives you precise shot and point blank shot, and I think it's around level or chapter 2 or chapter 3, so I'll have to toy around with that and see if it's something I want to work with, of equipping that bow. Hey, I triggered a trap there, of having that bow and just being able to, there's a big trap here. Oh, we actually saw it. Having that bow and being able to walk around on my person and be able to have that equipped, and then just rucking around using spells like acid arrow and battering blast, and any other kind of like hellfire ray, and going ray focused if I need to, if I want to. I love the versatility of being an Arcane Trickster and doing these kind of fun little builds. So yeah, I actually am working on another build that should be coming up soon. It's going to be a Klessa Thurge, Mystic Thurge, negative channeling, area of effect, damage dealer. So he's just all about getting a huge mob together and doing negative channel or inflict critical wounds mass. So it's something I'm working on, and that'll be something fun that I've been piecing around as this Klessa Thurge that just does fun stuff like that. So yeah. Thank you guys. You're awesome. Drink some G Fuel. Tweet at G Fuel on Twitter that they need to give me my own discount code because I'm shilling this stuff for them for free.